Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, hoping that you're doing well this morning on going to be a warm Monday. Everybody's looking for rain, and they were talking about how everything was going to cool off. Well, temperature for next Saturday, this coming Saturday, is going to be in the 90s. So same old as far as hot weather goes, but hopefully we'll get a little relief today, and tomorrow with a little rain showers. Tiger wins, and boy, I've seen a lot of things, but the 20,000 people that were on the last hole when he finished was something that I have never seen in sports as far as cheering for one man to do something big, and that was to pull Tiger through. And in these days, people say, well, they don't like him because he's black, or they don't like him because he does crazy things with his women and has made some bad decisions in his life. But when it comes to golf, you can't say a thing about Tiger Woods. He is the best probably that has ever lived. Even though this was the first win in 5 years, it still is just unreal how he has come through and fought back through all of the negative things about him, and injuries and so forth. He is the cream always comes to the top, and he proved that yesterday, winning that big championship. A lot of people said he would never win again. Well, they were wrong. And I believe he's here to win again and win a lot of times again. His game was just flawless this weekend, opening with a 65 and then a 68 to maintain a good lead, and he went on to win that part. But the guy that's got the biggest smile on his face is a young man from England, and he proved to many people that he is one of the great golfers of all time, and we'll be talking more about that. We've got Will Matthews to be calling in, and a few others talking about golf this morning, because the championships, of course, was won. The final tournament was won at East Lake by Tiger Woods with a two-stroke victory over Herschel, and Johnson was four strokes back. But the big winner, though, was of the FedEx was Justin Rose from England, and he proved to a lot of folks how good a golfer he is. Good morning. How you doing?
Morning.
Well, Tiger Woods, brave, courageous, and bold. They're singing that in all the schools this morning, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty amazing scene in sports yesterday. I'm glad I was able to watch a little bit of it. I mean, you talking about somebody getting mobbed on 18. I mean, it was like every single thousands and thousands.
Was that right then? How many security guys do you have hanging on him?
And there was probably like 4 security guards. I mean, it was so bad that Roy McIlroy actually jumped ahead and kind of jogged away from the crazy, madness that was going on with Tiger coming up 18 to win his first PGA Tour event since 2013. It had been 5 years since Tiger Woods has won, and it wasn't without drama. He bogeyed 2 holes coming in and got to 11 under, and Billy Horschel out of Florida was 9 under. And, luckily on 18 there, the par 5 is a par 5, so he kind of had some cushion there. But that was one of the more crazier scenes you'll ever see. He came in second in the FedEx Cup for us winning the $10 million. Justin Rose ended up winning it.
So how much of that did he get? Do you know?
I don't know what Tiger got of that, but Justin Rose won $10 million. He was the FedEx champion.
Boy.
But Tiger won probably about 1.8 for winning the tournament.
Yeah, I saw that, 1.62.
But I mean, unbelievable scene. Of course, huge win by Troy. I want fans out there. I was seeing some comments on Facebook last night, like, got to get your offense together. Got to find how to, you got to get a lot better, blah, blah, this and that. I don't think fans have any clue how tough of a place that is to play and win.
Yeah, I know it.
I mean, they still won by 8 points. They still won the line in Vegas. I mean, they're 1-0 in the Sun Belt. I'm still jumping up and down. They won that game. I mean, the fact they got up 35-7 at the half was shocking. I mean, considering they were down 7-0 at the start of the game.
No question. I tell you, their quarterback is really, really good.
I mean, that team beat Appalachian State last year. So if anybody wants to know how good Appalachian State is,
beat Southern Miss.
Appalachian State at home last year. That is an extremely tough place to play.
It really is. I tell you, it rained real hard before the game, and but during the game it didn't rain hardly at all. But boy, it rained a long time, and it kept a lot of the fans away, so they didn't have very much of a crowd.
Thank goodness, that last play, it looked like Dunlap was climbing the guy's back. Marcus Jones jumped up and called that interception.
All right. You mean?
What a huge play down there to win the game.
You were saying that Dunlap,
the kid out of Maplesville, was on the coverage, but he looked like he was all over the receiver. And thank goodness they didn't call pass interference.
Yeah,
Jones jumped up and intercepted the ball.
I know that. Of course, the young man from Enterprise made another big play. He's a great player.
I know. I mean, the only thing that concerns you in that game is running backs. A lot of people didn't realize. I didn't realize after the game. Javier Daughtry-Fry.
He can't play next game.
He can't. Well, he can play.
Or the first half.
After halftime, he had to sit out the whole half of this past game.
But now people told me what he did was real silly, though. It was uncalled for what he did.
I know he got called for targeting, but anyway, I mean, the thing is Troy has no running backs, to back him up.
Well, hopefully.
I mean, is Henderson going to come back?
This would be a great opportunity for Henderson, and you know what? If Henderson can't stand up, I don't know what the rules are, what his punishment was. But if he can't go hard now, I just say tell him to go on home, because he is one of the most gifted.
We've been talking about him for way too long.
He's one of the most gifted players, ladies and gentlemen, to ever play football in the state of Alabama.
Never even come close to living up to the hype. Not even close. So,
well, he gained 3,600 yards his senior year, which shattered the rushing record in one season. And Mike, let me put you on hold a second. I'm gonna bring you in now, but come back on us if I lose you. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
My game, go Trojans.
How about it, brother? What's going on?
Oh man, I'm just trying to hire somebody this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, if it don't say Sanders Truck Lines, believe you me, you don't want it. And I saw a bunch of them between here and Monroe, Louisiana yesterday. Y'all are on the road everywhere, Hoss Daddy. Hoss Daddy is on the line.
I hate when I be out of town on Mondays. I have a doctor's appointment today. I actually wasn't out of town.
Well, you look like you...
I like sitting up there with you drinking coffee.
Yeah, you're right, my friend. I want to be just like you when I'm 55 years old. I want to be just like you when I'm 55. How old are you, Hoss Daddy?
I'm 57.
57 years old, but you're man. You look like you just got off the cover of a magazine.
Oh man, don't do me like that. But I tell you what I want to do this morning, Mike.
Okay.
I just feel real good. I want anybody that's listening to us right now, if they would email me at housedaddy@gmail.com, I will give him an extra $200 on the sign-in.
Whoa, man.
Orientation today.
Wait a minute.
Today now.
All right, let's say it one more time, Hoss Daddy.
All right, HOSSDADDY@gmail.com.
All right, do it one more time. HOSS. Yes.
HDDADDY.
HD.
That's actually housedaddy@gmail.com.
HDDaddy@gmail.com. And
So
right now.
What do you think about our football team?
Boy, I love it. I love our team now. We played as good in the first hands as we probably have played in forever, and lights out. But that team came back and took advantage of some big opportunities and almost beat us. They almost came back to tie us. We won by 8 points, and I was just glad to get out of there. It's hard to win over there around a bunch of. Well, some of them you call Cajuns, and I don't know what you call the rest of them.
Mike, be nice now. Be nice.
Well, I mean, they were nice, but they were partying. Boy, you wouldn't believe how they party.
I know it.
But now, let me ask you this. With this additional $200, does that mean a veteran or a person in the...
This is anybody. The veterans already get it. This is anybody.
All right, okay, so... But does the veteran get an extra $200?
They do.
Whoa! That means they get $1,400 to sign up.
No, not the veteran. The veteran just.
All right, all right. What did you say?
I want somebody that's sitting around this morning that's got a CDL and been thinking about changing jobs.
Yes, sir.
I want them to email me and come over to the good side.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick again, do it housedaddy@gmail.com.
That's it.
House
Let
Daddy.
me tell you this, what we got going on. We've got some lanes. Oh, man, the boss called me the other day and was telling about Indiana, Paducah, Kentucky, Cincinnati, anything, no, Chicago. We got a lane going up there. They call it a lane, but what it is we just got freight up and down to there. Man, I could hire 20 people this morning. If you lived in Indiana, if you lived in Kentucky, if you lived in Chicago, oh, man.
It's almost like I-65 South. Is that right?
I-65 North.
That'd be north. That'd be coming either way. Yeah.
Yeah, up and down. Up and down. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying, I-65 take you almost to downtown New York. I mean, Chicago, won't it?
It will. It will. Did you drive to the game this weekend?
Yeah, we took a bus and had a great trip, and we stayed in Vicksburg, and everybody had a big time. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. We got back about 3:30 yesterday afternoon.
That's good.
And,
got back with the win. That's the most important.
That's right. Had the big win, and had about 40 people on the bus, and had a good crowd of Troy people. Troy people traveled pretty good. The pep band was there, and so we had probably 300 people there, maybe 400. Could have been 500. But we had fun. We had a lot of fun. Of course, I saw a lot of your trucks on the road while we were there. You know, we went up through Jackson, Mississippi, and across to Monroe, Louisiana.
You know, I went to church yesterday, and when I was leaving church, I saw one of our drivers, and somehow he had saw mine in your show, and your show that you nice enough to let me come on.
Yeah, yes, sir.
He was talking about how good that me and you talked, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring him and maybe another driver one day.
It'd be fun.
This guy's been with us about 20 years, but the unique thing about his situation, things happen to people, you know, and we don't look at what happens to you. We just try to help. He was living out in California. He was from Troy, and he was living out in California, and things went bad. He got a divorce. Well, he moved back home, and when he moved back home, he still had kids in California, and they were small kids. And he told the truck lines, you know, I'll work for y'all if y'all can just get me to California. I want to see my kids. And they said, tell us when you want to go. And he said that's why he would never leave us, because he stayed. He said it was like he still lived out there, because he just went back and forth, back and forth.
You know, House Daddy.
When I hear stories like that, it just kind of touches my heart.
House Daddy, recruiting good drivers is like recruiting good athletes. You know, it's not just how physically fit you are. You got to be a person of good, sound mind, and a person that is dedicated to what he does, and somebody that's disciplined, and somebody that has a great work ethic.
That is correct.
Don't you think those are some of the strong points of your drivers?
We have some plants, Mike. One of them is in Florence, Kentucky, and they only have like 6 or 7 silos. And when I say silos, I'm talking about would you put our plastic beads in?
Yeah.
So we have to be on time. We cannot shut that plant down. We have to be on time, and it makes us feel good to know that we got qualified drivers, that are good drivers, and we keep them silos full. When that happens, that plant makes money, the driver makes money, we make money, and everybody's happy.
No question about it.
Job. Well, that's with anything in life. Me and you have to get up and try to recruit people on Monday mornings.
That's right.
You have to, it's just things you have to do in life to make life better for you.
And of course, you want what we call winners, and you want people to have a winning attitude, whether or not they drive a truck or they play kick a football or they go to the drugstore every day and shop work in the fields at night or whatever their occupation is. You want people that have a great attitude and are willing to work hard.
And I'll tell you something else we want too, Mike. We want people to realize if you got it, a truck bought it.
You're right.
You got it, a truck bought
exactly
it.
Right.
Sometime or another it was on the truck.
Yeah. Hoss Daddy, give them of course you gave them Hoss Daddy at gmail.com, but do you have a telephone number you could give out?
I do. Let me give them the plant number, which is 1-800-392-1530. And you can also reach me personally at 334-372-5049. Mike, it's always good to talk to you. My doctor's appointment is at 7:30, and I'm pulling up in the parking lot.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
And drink coffee.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I miss you, and we look forward to seeing you again on the show or wherever. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, they're dealing, believe you me, they're dealing at Sanders Truck Lines with an additional $200 bonus to come to work with them. I tell you, that's a great opportunity. Today, 12. You were the bonus was $1,000. Now it's $1,200 for anyone that has this today only that has a certificate. Is that right?
As his CDL, and I can get him in orientation. And if he had a CDL, and hey, I can get him in there today. All you got to do is call me.
Well, that's great.
They make no fax machines, so I can get him in there. If he can come today, I can get him in there.
All right, man, that'd be a lot of fun. And one more time, HossDaddy at gmail.com.
That is correct. The number is 1-800-392-1530. My personal number is 334-372-5049. Mike, good to talk.
Thank you, HossDaddy, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate HossDaddy calling in. Jeffrey Bennett. Let's go to our line here where we lost him. We'll be hopefully getting that line back soon. But ladies and gentlemen, Sanders Truck Lines in Troy, Alabama is hiring good people to come work for them as a career driving trucks for Sanders Truck Lines, and they've got. I would say they're one of the top trucking companies in the world, right? Located right here in Troy, Alabama, and they're want good quality drivers, and and they're going to pay you what you're worth, and they're going to give you amenities that you can make a career out of this great occupation driving trucks for Sanders Truck Lines in Troy, Alabama. Hope you had a great weekend, and we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Well, we'll hold it here for a second. I want to mention our good friends at Circle Insurance in Ozark. Sam Judah, one of the larger insurers in Dale County and surrounding areas, and been in the business a long time. They have a lot of insurance products to choose from at Circle Insurance in Ozark. Pike Tree Service, ladies and gentlemen. Those guys work hard, I promise you, and they do a great job at Pike Tree Service right here in Troy. And, of course, we also want to mention our good friends at P.S. Falk Furniture in Enterprise. One of our good friends, Andy Falk, been in the furniture business a long time and goes all over the world finding you furniture at P.S. Falk Furniture. And before we go on break, I want to mention the Messenger. Don't live in Troy without the Messenger. It's a great newspaper, and they do a super job. We'll be back with more of Today in L.A.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Mart, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Mart, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
Back to our show. Hope everybody's doing well on this Monday as we head into another week of college football. Of course, in September will be over with before long. It's the 24th today, and before long, hopefully, we'll start seeing some cooler weather. I want to mention several things. Of course, Marcus Jones made a key game-sealing interception in the final minute of Troy's game last Saturday night in Monroe, Louisiana, against Louisiana Monroe. Well, I thought it was a pretty good football team. Of course, Jones, known mostly since he's been at Troy, has been one of the great kick returners in the country. Is also a fine defensive back, and he made several big plays in that game. And, of course, now Troy needs to get ready for a big one against Coastal Carolina. They're coming in here with a very good football team, and that'll be next Saturday right here in Troy, Alabama, with a kickoff starting at 6 o'clock from Veterans Stadium in Troy. In fact, I hope that many of you saw our game live. Charles Henderson lost a tough one to Beauregard this weekend. The final score was 44 to 26, I think, something like that. I'll get that actual score in a moment, but we had a great time doing it live on Troy Cable. Of course, it was homecoming at Charles Henderson, and a lot of folks enjoyed the parade. We did the parade from downtown Troy Friday afternoon right here on Troy Cable, and then the game that night. And I want to congratulate all the young ladies that were on the homecoming court, and we'll be mentioning some of their names soon. Of course, a beautiful parade, though, from downtown Troy. 70 years, they say now, ladies and gentlemen, that they have actually had a homecoming parade in downtown Troy. Isn't that something? A lot of tradition behind that parade. Of course, Troy University's annual parade will be coming up very soon. I want to say the 4th of November, 4th day of November. We'll give you that also information very soon. Of course, we tell you every week to read the Messenger, and a lot of things go on in the Messenger, and a lot of coverage on homecoming 2018 at Charles Simpson High School. A big event coming up this weekend, or this week, tomorrow night, and we're going to have Joel Williams on our show in just a few moments to talk about a wonderful program that the Troy Arts Council is putting on this Tuesday night from the Crosby Theater here in Troy. It's called the Dominican Jazz Project, and of course this is a group that actually started in the Dominican Republic, but most of them most of their performances have been in the United States, and they're very well known. And most of the people that represent this Dominican jazz program are Americans that just happen to name their band the Dominican Jazz Project, and a lot of people say that this is one of the finest jazz bands that you'll find anywhere in the country. So if you like jazz like I do, you'll be there for this performance at the Claudia Crosby Theater. Our Troy Arts Council does a super job putting together these events for us all year long, and we're just so fortunate to have this event coming up Tuesday night. So it should be a great performance. Take your wife out to the theater, take your wife out to dinner and then to the theater. How many times have you heard me say that? Right here in Troy, Alabama. I want to mention a few other things too. The Johnson Center for the Arts has several things going on right now. Creative drama, acting, musical theater, movement, stagecraft, and design. All of these things are going on at the Johnson Center for the Arts. If you're interested in this field of creative drama, acting, musical theater, movement, stagecrafts, and design, this would be a great opportunity for you to go by and sign up for this event, which starts on the 28th, and of course it's only $25 registration fee, and it's a lot you can learn right there. Of course, as I mentioned, Coastal Carolina comes in here. The game time is 2:30. Pardon me. It's an afternoon game at 2:30 in the blistering heat of Veterans Memorial Stadium. But hey, it's going to be a good one. Coastal Carolina and Troy it's an afternoon game at 2:30 right here in Troy, Alabama. So we'll be talking more about that. And we're also going to be talking about what's going on in our high schools, and we're going to give you some scores that we have from last weekend. Of course, there were some big upsets in college football, especially. I mean, who would have thought that Mississippi State would be just drummed by Kentucky, and who would have thought that Virginia Tech would have lost in a shocker this weekend, and that was a game that I think very few people thought would happen. And of course, I want to mention also in the league, South Alabama had Memphis on the ropes until right at the end of the ball game, and it was amazing. Thank you so much. A little hot coffee this morning. We appreciate getting some information from some of these high schools, and a lot of these schools are really involved in postseason are actually are fighting for positions to make it to the playoffs already this early in the year. But anytime you have areas, every area game counts, and appreciate it. Steve, tell us a little bit about when the hunting season starts.
Bow season opens up October 15th.
Bow season on October 15th, just 2 weeks.
And then regular season is, I'm not sure the date, but it's a week before Thanksgiving.
Week before Thanksgiving. And it'll run this year how long?
Till February 10th.
Is that normal? But that's plenty of time to kill a lot of deer.
Too much time.
Is it still a rule in the state of Alabama that you can kill 2 deer per day?
Nope, not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh boy.
Now you can kill 2 deer a day, but you only allow 3 bucks.
$3 bucks.
And only 1 doe a day.
Only one doe a day, and how many bucks?
$3 total.
Total for the whole year. But you can kill a doe every day?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And of course, that's bad for you girl deer out there. They can kill one of those every day, and you can get to kill only 3 deer per season in the state of Alabama. And Steve, I don't know how they keep up with that, but evidently they do. And again, that's 3 doe for the season, and then you can, $3 bucks for the season, and but you can kill a doe every day. So we'll be talking about that some. I was talking about the game. The Troy game is a 2:30 game, so mark that on your calendars, because that's something that a lot of people might get confused about. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, I've heard it, but I forgot about it. So it's a date that you need to call all your friends and say, hey, we're playing in the afternoon instead of at night. We're going to get some of those guys from over at the university to come on and tell us about it. It's a big Military Appreciation Day, I believe, this weekend. So that means a lot of you military folks get in free. I want to mention the Pike Liberal Arts Patriots just walloped their big competitor, Lee Scott. Lee Scott and Pike Liberal Arts of Troy have been huge rivals for a long time, but Pike the record goes to 6-0 with a 35-0 victory over Lee Scott Friday night at Pike at Delaney Kirby Stadium, and that was a big win, I know, for the Patriots. Anytime you beat your rival about 5 touchdowns, you've done pretty good. Max Copeland again led the Patriots on defense. I think he had something like 15 tackles, and Scott Taylor Renfro continued to kick well. He made all of his extra points, and also I want to mention Jade Sykes found Davis Allen for 22 yards and a touchdown in the game. Davis, of course, is Wes Allen's son, and Jade is quarterback and one of the outstanding athletes at Pike Liberal Arts. Other things in the game, Chip Fairclough took a handoff and went 35 yards. That's John Fairclough's grandson, and that was a big, put the game up 14-0, and Pike just cruised from there. Fairclough filled in for the injured Cody Hollis. Can you believe that? Cody Hollis didn't play, and they still won the game by 35 points. That's pretty good. Fairclough took a handoff 61 yards later on for a touchdown, so Fairclough's a pretty good runner himself. And maybe this is something that that the coaching staff has found. They got him another running back, it looks like, that can carry the mail. Of course, we know that Sykes, the quarterback, is also a good runner. Of course, Max Copeland forced a fumble, and Sykes picked it up and ran for a touchdown with it. So I know actually scored on a keeper. But a lot of great plays in that game, and Of course, Charles Henderson, as we talked to you just a few moments ago, lost a tough one to Beauregard, a good Beauregard team, 41-26 in a high-scoring game. Let me tell you, they have a wide receiver and quarterback at Beauregard's about as good as I've seen lately. Their quarterback is named Quantavious Soroya. He could throw it about as good as I've seen. I think he threw it 40-something times, and he also has a wide receiver that is named McKissick, Jacarius McKissick, and boy, he can really run and a great receiver. So I tell you, Beauregard could be tough in the 5A region too. Of course, Charles Henderson, had some good things happen. Of course, DQ Tony hit Chance Pollard in the game on a 39-yard touchdown pass that tied the game at 8, and then kept it close, 28-15 with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, and then they were able to Sequoia, who threw for 4 touchdown passes, was able to find another receiver, and then went on to win the game 41-26. We're going to talk more about high school, how the high schools came out this weekend in our surrounding area, but we're going to bring Joel Williams in here right after this message.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch. A high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy, never too far for a far better deal.
Back to our show, and my good friend Joel Williams has joined us.
Good to see you, Coach.
President of the Troy Arts Council, and you've got a big group coming in, but the name of this group is a little deceiving.
The name of the group is the Dominican Jazz Project, and the group got together in the Dominican Republic at a jazz fest down there, but they're not all Dominican. The pianist, the anchor to the group is an American fella, and he got up with a fellow from the Dominican Republic, and then they added a drummer, and they've been on a world tour, and we were able to get them in Troy. But the first thing I want everybody to know is this is jazz music. Everybody likes jazz.
I know it, exactly.
A live concert from a jazz group that's on a world tour. It's going to be in Troy Tuesday night, the Dominican Jazz Project.
And people ask me all the time, they say, well, how do they get that group, or how much they pay for that group? What y'all do and do so well, you catch these groups in the middle of the week.
Right.
Folks, all groups have weekend spots that they have to run, but you can catch one of these groups coming through and get a pretty good deal. Is that right?
That's right. John Genwright is our program chairman, and he does a great job. He goes to these meetings and he coordinates with other of his counterparts, arts councils in other cities, and we find out who's on tour, when, and where they're going. And some big name group might have a concert in New Orleans one night and Atlanta 3 nights later. Well, we can catch them coming through between dates, and we can get them at a real good price that ordinarily we wouldn't be able to afford. So John does a really good job shopping around, finding opportunities for us, and it gets complicated. You know, we can't just go out and say, all right, we want, you know, the Vienna Boys Choir Friday night. Well, we have to see who's available, when they're available, what their price is, and it gets complicated, and John does a great job juggling calendars and schedules and budgets.
You know, I always say this, and I've told people before, you know, I'm pretty good at bringing in certain rock and roll bands.
Yeah.
So you can talk sometime to a rock and roll band and say, could you come on a Thursday?
Right.
They say, well, you know, we got to practice on Thursday, so why don't we just come in and do your show then?
Yeah, that's exactly
because
right.
A lot of times, on a Thursday or a Tuesday, they might want to practice. And this is not, I don't think it is a situation here, but it's the opportunities that you can get
to get
a band at a reasonable price.
That's exactly right.
A quality band.
Listen, I'll tell you, we've got a lineup this year. It's probably the most diverse, unique we've ever had. I mean, we have concert pianists, we have jazz music, we have Sheila Jackson's concert, and this year we're having the Second City Improv comedy group. So, I mean, we've never had anything, a lineup this broad, I don't think. And so John does a great job. And again, it's just exactly like you said, Mike. It's who's available, when they're available, what's their price, can we get them on this date or this date. And it's a complicated formula, a lot of moving pieces.
Now, is this part of this group here is a part of your 2018-19 series or year?
Yes, sir. This is the first performance of our 18-19 season. This Tuesday night. That's tomorrow night.
Yeah,
tomorrow night.
And I'm looking forward. Listen, Tuesday is wide open for everybody. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, and I tell everybody, turn off the TV. Get off the couch, go to a live performance of a world-class entertainer right here in Troy, Alabama.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing on TV to watch, I promise you. Those Gunsmoke reruns will be on Wednesday night. So just turn off the TV, get off the couch, go out into our community, take advantage of these rare opportunities to enrich your life. Take your children, take your grandchildren, expose them to something different, something greater than we ordinarily have.
No question about it. In fact, not a bad seat in that auditorium, and the acoustics are really good. And it's a great place to have a performance. And you know, a lot of the music that we hear will be American music. Isn't that right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's jazz music.
Yeah,
and which is American original.
Exactly.
Like I said, they formed in Dominican Republic at an event down there, and I think maybe one of the members is from down there, but it's American jazz music. I mean, and everybody likes jazz, so please come out tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Crosby Theater. And like I said, that's a wonderful venue. Almost all of our performers are real pleased with the logistics, the setup, and everything at Crosby Theater.
No question about it.
It's a good facility for our events.
And it starts at 7, a very good time frame, probably lasts an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Hour and a half are usually about what our events last.
And you know, and of course, it's quality entertainment that we bring to our community. And of course, if you're in Enterprise or Ozark or Luverne, this is a great time. Now, I say this all the time. It's a great opportunity to take your wife or your girlfriend out to dinner.
That's
and
right.
then go to the theater.
Make an evening of it. I mean, it's a rare, great opportunity, and you know, like you said, world-class entertainment. Right here in Troy, Alabama. But it does require you to turn off the television and get off the couch and go out. But you can make a special evening out of it, and it's so easy to do.
And if you hadn't bought your season ticket, and boy, what a deal this is.
Oh, it is a deal.
You talk about saving some money. You can buy, you go ahead and buy your ticket to this, and buy your ticket for the rest of the entertainment.
The whole
that
season.
they've already got coming to Troy.
Right, and we'll have a table set up.
How much would that run normally for the year?
Different levels of giving. You can get a student can get a season ticket for $25.
And that's this performance right here costs $20. Doesn't it?
And this performance costs $20. An individual can get a season ticket. And when I say season ticket, these are 7 performances, and for $100. $150 will get you 2 season tickets. So I mean, it's an incredible bargain. Individual ticket for one event's $20, and you can buy 2 season tickets to all events for $150.
Boy, what a deal! What a deal, and what a gift that would be to people that love music, love entertainment, and I would think that would be an excellent gift to give to a friend or a parent or whoever.
And not only that, we have different levels of giving, and what I try to tell people is you're not just buying tickets, you're supporting fine arts in our community, because the Arts Council, we bring in these performances, but we also provide grants to our local art and music teachers to help them provide classroom materials. We provide scholarships, the annual Gene Lake Art Scholarship. So we do a lot of things in our community, one of which is bringing in these performances. So your ticket, when you provide support to the Arts Council, you're not just getting tickets, you're supporting fine arts in our community. And you can have a direct impact on improving the quality of life in Troy right here, right now, by being a patron of the Arts Council.
No question about it. Of course, I've known Joel all his young life, and he and I have been good friends for a long time. Exactly. We were raised right around the corner from each other.
Yeah.
Both had great mamas.
Good mamas.
Made sure that we were in the right place on Sunday. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and in the week we're usually at Knox Street Ball Field or Murphy Park Pool.
That's right. No question about it. And we all grew up right here in Troy. Of course, the Arts Council, like he says, does so much for our community, and it adds to the great life that we have here in Troy. You know, with entertainment that we get through the Arts Council, through the university, through the Johnson Center for the Arts. There's just so many positive things to do in Troy because of groups like yours and other groups in town.
We have some rich opportunities. Like you said, the Johnson Center, I tell people, if there was no art in the Johnson Center, you ought to go there just to see the building.
No,
I mean, it's a great facility, and you know, and it was and that project originated from the Arts Council, and we're just so lucky that we had people like Brother Chapman and Don Craps who had the vision and the foresight and the energy to preserve that beautiful old building and turn it into the great thing it is.
Good friend of mine was talking about Don Craps this weekend. What a great man he was. You know, he was advisor for the fraternity there for years.
Right. That's right. He was my next door neighbor too, and he and I were in Kiwanis together many years. Great gentleman, and Lyra, his beautiful wife, lived next door to us.
Yeah, wonderful lady, no question.
But you know, we have the Arts Council. We bring in performances. We have the Johnson Center that provides visual arts. We have the Pike Pioneer Museum. We have a lot of incredible, rich opportunities in our community, but they do require you to go outside your house, turn off your TV, and attend.
Exactly. You know, you have been very successful, of course, a local attorney, and you know, you give your time, and like a lot of us do, but like a lot of us should do.
Yeah.
You know, for the arts. My wife, I mean, she is an artsy person. She loves the arts. She loves. I mean, she's loves
a gracious lady.
Entertainment, but she loves, you know, beautiful paintings. I mean, what I'm saying. You know, the arts can be so much fun.
Yeah, and you think about something like the Johnson Center.
And your deal last Thursday was first class, too.
Thank you. And something like the Johnson Center is free.
Yeah.
You know, your family has always been one of the strong supporters of arts in our community. But it's not just supporting arts. We need to also consume it. Go out and enjoy the things we have. The performances, the Johnson Center, the Pike Pioneer Museum. These are just great treasures. The local people need to patronize them more.
Well, how do you find time to practice law? I reckon you practice it. I mean,
it's practice.
Yeah, okay.
Every day I go in and learn something.
I know
new.
this. He's the best dressed guy in town. Of course, he and I see each other a lot at Bird Drugs.
Yeah.
And you know, you're involved in so many things. Tell us what you got going.
Well, I mean, I've always been active in the community. I mean, from a child growing up, you get outside and you play ball and you go do things with your friends, and that carries over into your adult life. And
you could hear my mama all the way across as the bird flies.
Yeah.
Come to Donna. Come to Donna.
That's right. You know, and Mike's mom and my mom.
The first thing I'd see would be a big quart of sweet tea.
Yeah.
And the first thing I'd do, I'd pour me some sweet tea, and I'd get.
And you know what?
And then I'm still hungry. Thirsty, and I think get. Then I don't have room for the peas and the corn and the fried chicken and the cornbread muffins. But kids that want to know why you couldn't gain weight when you're a kid. Well, you drank more water than you did eat more food.
And you know what else, people? We didn't have air conditioning in those days. That's hard to put. Our house was not air conditioned.
No, I know it very well.
Think back now, I don't know how we survived.
That's why you sort of got up early back in those days.
Yeah.
You got to beat
the heat of the day. That's right.
But I remember running to my bed at during the winter weather too, because
that's right.
You mostly have a central location where your heater was.
And the floor was cold.
And you would put a pillow on the heater and warm it up, and the floor was cold.
That floor was cold.
And when you got there, you had 4 or 5 cupboards on top of you.
But you know, that was our normal. We didn't know it was that hot and that cold.
Central heating and air was not a big thing.
No, it wasn't known.
But you know what? You folks that had the air conditioning, and you folks that lived in a brick house, y'all were rich. Y'all were rich.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing I ever wanted to do was, growing up in Troy, was come back to Troy, practice law, and that's what I've done. I tell people it's kind of like being in Mayberry. You know, I'm really living the dream of getting to practice law in my small hometown. And
you bought an old home that everybody just marvel at on Murphy Street.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that house.
Well, it was Hank McLeod's house. His dad, his family built the house in the 20s. Mr. Herbert McLeod was a pharmacist, and they built this magnificent
McLeod's
house.
Drugstore, where you get 20-cent hamburgers.
And they were steamed. And they were
so good. They were good.
And that was a big hangout for us teenagers after school. At McLeod's Drugstore.
Yeah, McLeod, you had Bird Waters, and then you had Birds.
Yeah. And Greens.
Greens, yeah.
Greens. I don't know. Everybody went to a drugstore after school. I don't know why, but they all had those lunch counters.
And you were rich. You got to stop by Greens and get an ice cream on the way home.
Oh no! Listen, I couldn't afford a milkshake. You know, you just have to go in there and hope you get a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, and of course, a lot of legendary figures work behind that ice cream counter. You know, I get Merle Barron. I remember Bobby. Oh, shoot. There were a lot of people, though, that Graham Greene hired to work behind that counter.
Yeah. But I bought Hank McLeod's family built the house in the 20s, and it's the only family that ever lived there was the McLeod. So
where did that plan come from? Because it's an English-looking home.
It's an English country, and the architect, it slips my name, but the architect was from England, went to Princeton, and migrated to the South, and he designed a lot of the buildings in Montgomery.
Yeah.
A lot of homes in Montgomery. And gosh,
well, I know you love that house, and a lot of people did, and I know you put a lot of money in it to restore it, because they don't make those types of things that go in that house much.
No, my electrician told me that grew up doing work in the French Quarter in New Orleans.
Exactly.
And he worked at my house, and he said, I've seen stuff I've never seen before.
That's right. And of course, a lot of people would love to see it. So we need to have a Christmas deal or something. Let them come in and see your house.
You know, it's amazing when we were working on the house. I'd stop by and check on the progress, and I'd talk to my contractor. And I said, "How's it going?" He said, "We had 3 different groups of people stop in and walk through.
That's
People
right.
just stop
That's
and tour the hive.
That's right.
So y'all come anytime. You're welcome. Just knock on the door."
It is. Beautiful house. Well, you know, when you were growing up, you walked around the corner at Christmas to see what my mama had out.
That's
you
right.
Remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
And you know, she always decorated. I know this. We had some jack-o'-lanterns. You know what a jack-o'-lantern is?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, she took a jack-o'-lanterns and she made little dwarfs that had the jack-o'-lanterns as the head and had them shining and all that.
Well, that's one thing about
and had them hanging in trees and all that, and had spotlights on them, and it really added to our Christmas every year.
I'll tell you, your mother was so creative.
Yeah.
She was artistic and creative, and my mother used to brag on Miss Amos, and
they were good friends.
They were good friends. Worked together at one of the little dress shops downtown.
That's right.
And loved Miss Amos.
And you know, you're exactly right. I think about that a lot, and think of Earl Ellis and how kind Earl Ellis was to my mother, and I know you felt the same way.
Yeah. My mother worked for Earl for several years downtown on the dress shop on the corner. She worked. She got her first job at Kenwin's ladies' dress shop.
Yeah, that's right.
And then for many years she worked at McConnell Fabrics, and so she worked at one store or another.
And she worked hard, didn't she?
She worked hard, and you know, I didn't realize it until I got to be an adult. She worked virtually every Saturday her whole life. Yeah. You know, we think Saturday's not a work day.
Vacation day or day off.
She worked 6 days a week, including Saturdays. But you know, that was our normal. And I look back, and I didn't know we had it hard. That was just our normal.
No question about it. I know you had jobs, though. Did you have a paper route?
No, I didn't. I cut grass.
Steve Flowers had your paper route, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know who had our paper route, but I cut grass.
And Merle Barron had that paper route at one time, and you know, he became a pretty big doctor, and Steve a pretty big politician.
Yeah.
You're pretty much a politician yourself a little bit, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. You know, like I said, one thing I've always wanted to do was come back home and practice law downtown on the square and serve our community in the legislature, so I'm giving that a try.
Well, I know this, that something that you did do that I really marvel at, and I think a lot of people that know what I'm fixing to say will marvel at it. You're a huge Kiwanis guy.
Yeah.
You're a member of the Kiwanis Club. How many years?
About 35, 36 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, he ran at one time for the president of the National Kiwanis Club. International.
Yeah, that's
International with how many thousand people?
Oh, hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands
countries.
of people. And ladies and gentlemen, he was just a few hundred short of winning that. You were the runner-up, isn't that right?
Yeah, I lost in the runoff by 18 votes.
18 votes. Isn't that amazing? And that would have been a large group of people that you headed up.
Yeah.
Let's go to our phones. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hi, morning.
Hey, Mike.
Mike Lambert's calling in from Birmingham. Mike, you got Joel Williams on the phone, the guy you've known all your life.
Hey, buddy, you all right?
Yeah, doing well. How you doing?
Good, good.
Of course, Mike lives in Birmingham but calls in most every day. What kind of weather do you have up there?
Raining last night, but the sun's out so far. Mountain Brook beat Vestavia, so they remain undefeated all season.
How did Thompson do Friday night?
Thompson won, I believe. That's
Tua's brother.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
That's Tua's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Alabama game, and I'll tell you what, it's hard to go to a football game when it's 90 degrees in September. It rained before the game, and man, it was so hot.
And then when somebody comes by selling a cold drink or some bottled water, he won't come by there because the fans give him such a hard time for getting in their way. But how in the world are you going to get the drink unless somebody stands in front of you for a few seconds?
Yeah.
I will say this that a lot of people don't realize, and I did. They're doing metal detectors outside the gates, and it takes a long time to get in the Bryant-Denny Stadium now.
Is that new?
Yeah, that's new. There's several fans that didn't get in until after kickoff.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, and they're really checking you, which, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, number one team in the country, 102,000 people. I mean, I'm sure that's what they've got to do, but I can't imagine how long it takes the students to get inside the stadium now. because they're checking for everything they've got in their pockets. So,
are they finding anything?
Yeah. But great to see Tua live. I mean, anybody out there, I would tell anybody to go to an Alabama game. It's pretty special.
All right, you've seen a lot of quarterbacks, and Joel, I know you have too. And what he's talking about, Tua's brother, looks like it's going to be as good as he is, and he plays high school ball in Birmingham.
In Alabaster.
In fact, the whole family moves from Hawaii
to Alabaster,
and that's where all these quarterbacks are coming from now. Over in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I tell you what's really funny though is a lot of Alabama fans now are wearing Hawaiian shirts and Lays.
Are they really? Oh God,
that's clever.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
Well, Mike, you've seen a lot of quarterbacks. You go way back. How good is this guy?
I mean, I'll say the comparison to Drew Brees is pretty good. I mean, he's just so accurate.
Did he move around like Drew Brees?
Yeah, he moves around. He's about 6'1", and I don't know if you ever seen Tua up close. His legs are huge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is an extremely strong runner too. But
is he better than Hurd as a runner?
Yeah, I mean, the wide receivers though for Alabama are probably the fastest I've ever seen. You got Ruggs, the kid out of Montgomery, and then you got Judy, the kid out of Miami. You got Smith. I think Smith's out of Mississippi or Louisiana. And then they got this tight end, this Irv Smith Jr. is one of the best tight ends they've ever had catching the ball. I mean, they're just scared to try to.
Well, the other tight end scored 2 touchdowns, Mike.
Yeah. Hell Inches did.
Yeah, I love to see the tight end in play.
When did Alabama discover they had a tight end?
I know it.
Who told them they were an eligible receiver?
But I mean, they were shutting down the run so much. I mean, it was almost like Alabama was going to have to throw on every down.
Yeah.
They really
they were a lot better than people thought. Don't you think they were pretty good, weren't they?
I mean, A&M's definitely got some talent. There's no doubt. I mean, Munn, though, if anybody watched the game, the majority of his long runs were all just busted plays.
That's right.
Athletic play and ran away.
Yeah.
If you want to score on Alabama, you have to have a busted play somewhere.
And another thing, they scored late too. They don't really score but twice. Is that right?
Well, when they took 2 out of the game, it was 45-16.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't. Tua didn't play the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Now Hurts came in, but they just basically tried to run the ball. I think he had made maybe 3 or 4 passes.
Michael,
in there.
how tall did you say Tua is?
They say he's 6'1", but I mean, I think he might be a little bit shorter than that. But they've got.
He looks bigger than that.
His brother's only 5'10".
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. And most.
You got Paul Bryant's grandson who's lighting up at Hewitt-Trussville, who's also a commit.
Yeah.
He's about 6'4".
He's 6'4".
He looks a lot like a young Bear Bryant. You ever seen a picture of him?
Are you serious? That's really got the sharp jaw, sharp jaw.
Yeah, he does. He has that Bear Bryant look.
Is he the grandson or great grandson?
Great grandson.
Great grandson.
Tyson's. Yeah.
Tyson. All right. His.
The kid grew up in Mountain Brook, but apparently didn't like the offense in Mountain Brook, so they transferred him to Hewitt-Trussville.
Gosh. Now, who is his coach?
The guy at Trussville's a Gus Malzahn, like protege. Learned from Malzahn. I can't think of his name.
Okay.
Young guy.
Well, are you sure he's going to be coming to Alabama, or do you?
Well, I mean, they both have already committed to Alabama.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
that'd be a shocker.
Tua's going to have another year for sure before he goes pro. And then Mac Jones is pretty good. And
Mac Jones probably could play for anybody else in the conference, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, they got both these 2 young guys coming in out of high school, so I don't know exactly what will happen.
Well, I heard this exact same conversation 2 years ago when they trotted out Jalen Hurts and Barnett and Bateman and all these other guys who could start for anybody. All of a sudden transferred out, and I hadn't heard from any of them.
Mike, is Barnett playing anywhere?
Now Barnett's undefeated at South Florida. He's lighting it up right
now. So he's doing well at South Florida.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. See, only Michael could tell you something like that. I tell you, he keeps up with everything.
But South Florida, they've got Charlie Strong as their head coach, former Texas coach, and they'll play against.
And see, Barnett coming out of high school was the #1 quarterback in the country.
Yeah,
they thought he was lights out, but it turned out he wasn't, Mike.
Michael, who are those other 2 quarterbacks that transferred out? Bateman and
yeah, Bateman went to Utah, and then Cornwell went to Nevada.
Cornwell. Okay.
Are they still playing?
Bateman's already graduated Cornwell. He left Nevada and went to like a little bitty small Division II school.
Yeah, and he probably the only way he can play and be seen, and you probably might see him in the pros one day. What do you think?
Well, you know, the guy playing for La Monroe this weekend, Derek Gore, was an Alabama running back.
You know what? I knew I'd heard him, and buddy, he was good too. I knew I'd heard of him.
He was like sixth string at Alabama. So, I mean, it tells you, you know, if you want to be able to play and get looked at, you got to go and get some film on you.
Yeah, no question about it. I look like the yellow man today, but it is white.
You alive? I mean, you only went 15 hours to Nebraska and then 15 hours back, and then you went 6.5 to Monroe and 6.5 back. I mean, I don't know how you're even functioning.
He's a warrior. But we loved it. We had a great time. We stayed in Vicksburg, Mike. Add that up a little bit. We stayed in Vicksburg. So that sort of cut some of that distance off of it.
Well, it also explains how our second half on Saturday, he was tired.
Well, I tell you what.
You didn't play a good second half,
Mike. Second half was terrible, but it's not enough said, Mike. That was as good a first half offensively that I've seen Troy in a long time. They were just lighting it up. But I tell you what, I wish they'd done. I hope the coaches are listening. They might be. They might be. So I've heard comments that have gotten back to them that we made. But one thing was the quarterback needed to run the ball more. He did in that game.
Yeah.
But also number 3, who is very talented too and looked wonderful on that touchdown drive. He seemed to be real confident. He's big and he's strong. You know, you can run him straight at folks, you know, out of a wildcat type formation.
You talking about Sawyer Smith?
Sawyer Smith, yeah. I mean, I think they probably should have gave him more
in the first
time.
half, Barker was 16 for 17 for like 250 yards.
Oh, he was wonderful.
4 for like 50 yards.
You know, I tell you, that was the win against Nebraska was great, but the win against this past weekend may have been better because, you know, last year we had that big win against LSU and then laid an egg against South Alabama. So the fact that we came off a win with the win was big.
If they
did you have Coach Blayton on?
Gosh, I got to get on it. Got to get him. I got to get him. I'm gonna call him in a minute. In fact,
I thought Coach Blayton was on this morning when I got off.
No, he wasn't. But
was that Will?
No, it wasn't. But we will get up with Coach Blayton in just a few moments. And again, thank you, Mike. Stay on hold a little bit. Of course, we're talking about the Big Arts Council event.
Oh yeah, Tuesday night, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
And
Crosby
of course, it's called the Dominican Jazz Project, and
live jazz music at Crosby Theater tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
It's gonna be a lot of fun, and of course, Joel.
Turn off the TV. Get off the couch. Come see a live performance of world-class jazz group.
No question about it. We look forward to it very much.
So where are they out of?
They originated in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, but they're not Dominican. They're American. But there was a jazz fest down there, and these jazz musicians got together and formed this group. But they're from all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like jazz music. I've been to Jazz Fest in New Orleans a few times.
Everybody likes jazz, and we have it live tomorrow night. Y'all come enjoy it.
No question about it. We hope that you will come. And again, thank you so much,
Thank you, Coach.
Joel,
appreciate everything
for being with us. And of course, you're welcome to come back anytime and promote what you need to promote. Hope that you've enjoyed our show so far. We'll come back and talk to Coach Larry Blakeney right after these messages.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance. Whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies, Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch. A high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy, never too far for a far better deal.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, hope you are enjoying yourself this morning, drinking a good hot cup of coffee and listening to us talk sports and talk about the arts going on right here in Troy, Alabama. I've got a call in to Coach Larry Blakeney, but we're unable to get him right now. It's our fault and not his, and it's my fault.
Coach Blakeney's playing on the first tee, about to hit a golf ball.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. In fact, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more of Today in L.A., and hopefully we'll have Coach Blakeney on the phone when we come back.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Come visit Troy Nissan with a new modern look and same great staff. We are dedicated to providing you with an excellent customer experience. Shop us online at www.troynissaninc.com. Free oil changes for life on all new vehicles. Thanks for being a part of our family. Troy Nissan.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
When it comes to surgical services, Troy Regional Medical Center offers state-of-the-art equipment.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Gill. Here in Troy, our team works together to provide you state-of-the-art colonoscopies and upper endoscopies. Troy Regional Medical Center is one of 3 hospitals in the entire state that uses the newest Fuse endoscopy system. This provides an expanded split-screen view. Your surgeon and staff using the newest technology for all your colonoscopy needs.
Troy Regional Medical Center. Remarkable people, remarkable care.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, I've had a little problem here with my telephone situated, but we'll try to catch up with Coach Blakeney tomorrow on our show. Sorry about that. Mike Amos is on with us today, and appreciate Joel Williams coming by and talking about the Big Jazz event coming on up to Troy tomorrow. And of course, if you'd like to have a ticket, you can call Joel's office this morning for one place, and then a few other, I'm sure the Johnson Center probably has some, but we'll be, or you can just get them at the door, and that's pretty easy to do. Just buy your tickets at the door and get a good seat to the concert. Mike,
a lot of shocking games over the weekend in football. You know, Oklahoma went to overtime with Army.
Overtime with Army?
Army actually had a chance to win the game in regulation, but Oklahoma won it in overtime.
That'd been a big upset, wouldn't it?
And then one of the biggest upsets in college football history, Old Dominion was a 30-point underdog at Virginia Tech. and won by 2 touchdowns against Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And then the most shocking game, in my opinion, was Mississippi State just got ran off the field by Benny Snell in Kentucky. And Kentucky just physically whooped Mississippi State. I mean, Fitzgerald was running for his life. And, you know, Fitzgerald's got a lot of accolades, and people think he's a good quarterback, but he cannot throw the football still. And that's why he'll never make it at the next level. They ought to go back to that.
Do you think it's because he's hurt or just can't do it?
No, he just can't throw. They need to go back to the kid that won the bowl game at the start of the season, because Fitzgerald was suspended, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And go with a young guy the rest of the way. But I don't think he will, because, you know, Fitzgerald's put up such huge numbers. But I tell you what, Kentucky's the real deal. And, you know, this is a situation where Stoops, you know, if he has a big-time year with Kentucky, he might have some big-time offers somewhere else. Of course, Neil Brown would love to go back home and coach his alma mater, Kentucky. So,
Yeah.
you know, keep an eye on that as the season goes on as well.
No question about it, and of course we will keep it up. Mike, I do want to mention one more time that the Coastal Carolina game scheduled for this Saturday will be a 2:30 game from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Troy, and it's going to be a great time for folks to bring the kids out to the ball game. I think it'd be great to be out there on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, they should have a huge crowd, I would think, after beating Nebraska and, you know, go on the road and beat La Monroe. I mean, Alabama plays Lafayette, and Lafayette's awful this year. I mean, shoot, Alabama, which is just for crazy numbers, Alabama's a 49-point favorite in Vegas. 49 points.
Against, and that's embarrassing to the Sun Belt, isn't it?
Well, no, I mean, it's just embarrassing that Lafayette, you know, they got beat by Mississippi State a few weeks ago, 56-10. And got beat at home this weekend by Coastal Carolina, who Troy will play.
You know, I think they were premature on firing their coach, don't you think? Hudspeth didn't do that bad a job there, did you think?
Well, they didn't have a choice. He put them on probation.
Oh, did he?
They had to vacate several wins. And,
so they were forced to get rid of him. And that's ruined his career, too.
But you know, you got Auburn playing Southern Miss. I mean, that's not going to be a game. You know, Southern Miss got beat by La Monroe early in the season. They're not as good as they used to be. So I would expect a big crowd. That's the perfect time for a kick at 2:30, and hope and pray that we're going to have some cooler weather come in. My goodness, this weather has been ridiculous.
No question about it. No question about it. Mike, hold on 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, the Auburn Tigers are getting ready for a big weekend of college football. Live from Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama is Auburn and Southern Mississippi. 3 o'clock kickoff on the SEC network is Auburn and Southern Miss. And one time, Southern Miss had a little bit of a growl, but not much anymore.
Yeah, Southern Miss has definitely beat a lot of teams over the years. No doubt about it. I'd kind of say Troy's kind of taken over as the new Southern Miss, kind of as far as upsetting teams, and you know, they've kind of turned it around. The Southern Miss, under I think one of the most unappreciated coaches maybe of all time, and Jeff Bauer.
Yeah, you're right. He was a good coach.
I'll never understand.
He won a lot of ball games. You're exactly right. No question about it. Of course,
not many great games this week either, though. I mean, really, it's been kind of sad, the schedule so far. I mean, like Tennessee, Georgia would normally be good, but I mean, Georgia's just destroying people. Even though Missouri did play them pretty tough, I watched a little bit of that game. I mean, final score was 42-29, so I mean, Missouri definitely scored some points. But huge game in the Sun Belt this week. Arkansas State will travel to Georgia Southern, so that's a game to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. Right now, we have 2 tickets to an Alabama game if somebody wants them. Is that right?
Yeah, if anybody wants to go to the Alabama-Louisiana Lafayette game, contact Dad or contact me. I'll call in the show right now.
Yeah. Just happen to have them, and of course,
we're just
that
trying
game's
to.
at 3 o'clock. I'm not trying to.
See Tua live. I don't think people realize until you see him live what an amazing quarterback he is.
Yeah. Well, and of course, I don't want any Troy fans going to the game. If you're an Alabama fan and you want tickets, we got them.
Well, I mean, if you just want to take your son or your daughter or whoever's a big Alabama fan, it's a great time to go see him play. I mean, 11 o'clock kick, and shoot, you could be back home by 6 or 7 o'clock.
That's right. You eat at gyms going and coming.
That's true.
No question.
Yeah, definitely get there early before the games. I was not prepared for the metal detectors. Luckily, my wife and I got through a line that was not too bad. But I mean, there was lines backed up way back for people trying to get into that game.
That's bad. No question. That's bad. Of course, everybody's.
I mean, it's good for security purposes, but it's bad for fans trying to get into a game.
Exactly. No question about it. Of course, we've got several things going on with football.
Who does Charles Henderson play after coming off that bad homecoming loss? I watched a little bit of that game. Charles Henderson's got to play better defense. Beauregard could just score at will. I mean, and they're basically just running the ball off tackle, it looked like to me.
Exactly. I was looking for my schedule. I should know that, but I don't know it right off the bat.
Pike County squeaked out a win, I saw.
Yes, exactly, and that was a big win for them. But Goshen lost a tough one to New Brockton, and that surprised me a little bit there.
Goshen got beat by New Brockton. I didn't realize that. I thought they beat New Brockton 28-21.
Well, you know what? I hope that's the case, but let me see here. I hope that is the case, Michael.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I thought that they won, but maybe when I looked at it.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Goshen Eagles. The Goshen Eagles.
Devil, I saw.
The Goshen Eagles, New Brockton, and Goshen. Let's see here. New Brockton beat Goshen 28-21.
That is surprising.
So that Zion Chapel clobbered Calhoun 41-6, Mike.
Yeah, we expected that.
And
then Poly Lover Ours beat Lee Scott. They're 6-0.
Yeah, they just shut them out 35-0, and they're.
Well, it seems like Lee Scott has as many students they have on the waiting list, and then they can recruit in some football players.
Yeah, they've gone offensively to the wishbone, so evidently they don't have anybody that can throw. I was looking at some other games of interest. Pleasant Home beat McKenzie 34-20.
Georgiana beat Brantley.
Oh boy, beat them bad, 32-15. That surprised me a little bit right there. Elba trounced Floretta 60-24. They had a kid for Elba that rushed for 368 yards and I want to say 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that surprised me against Florella, though. Florella's not been good in years.
Yeah, but they had improved. Elba is going to be hard to beat. Sweetwater lost, Mike, but they lost to a team from Mississippi, 32-6. Looking for some other scores that might be of interest to you.
I think Luverne won.
Pike County beat Wicksburg, which was in a close one, 33-29. They've gotten better every week under Coach Coach Holland there. That's a sign of real good coaching. Looking at some other games here that we might be.
Beat Enterprise 46-28.
Yeah, Enterprise is not playing well at all. I don't know what their problem
everybody
is.
talked about Oxford being the best team that ever came into Charles
They
Henderson.
got beat.
They beat Charles Henderson 62-0. Shoot, Pinson Valley and Bowman Nix beat them 28-13.
Yeah, and another game in our area that Houston Academy beat Strawn 31-7. That was a big win for them. Geneva beat Opp 49-33.
Carroll beat Valley 21-17.
And that was a close one. Interception right at the end sealed it for Carroll.
You also got Greenville beating Rehoboth 63-7.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Greenville's pretty good, and like you said, Luverne remains undefeated. And Geneva County of Hartford beat Barber County 42-0. Cottonwood beat G.W. Long 28-13. G.W. Long is on hard times right now.
Yeah, they're definitely, they lost a lot of players from that team a couple years ago.
Ashford's got a pretty good team. They beat Booker T. Washington 48-14. Hillcrest of Andalusia, let me tell you how good they are. Hillcrest of Evergreen. They beat Andalusia 41-10. Hillcrest
Yeah,
of
makes you wonder,
Andalusia.
is Mike Dean, the former Charles Henderson coach, still their defense coordinator? You know, they won the state championship last year.
I didn't know that. If he did, I can understand then. Hillcrest
we
of
talked about it last
Evergreen.
year. Mike Dean was the defense coordinator
I
of that
did
team
not
last
know
year.
that. I did not know that.
Home won 44-16. So,
They're much
big
improved.
win for the Fighting Will Pounceys. Luverne won 43-0 over Central Hayneville.
Dale County beat Alabama Christian 39-38. Can you believe that? What a game! That was a close one. And just a few more that we might recognize here. Well, we know Greenville won, but then Beauregard beat Charles Henderson. But that is pretty much.
Scamby Academy played. Coach Fountain played Jay Florida of Bruton and won 30-20. They played a public school.
Oh boy, you're starting to see more of that now. I don't know why. I reckon these
think people have
teams have trouble. Yeah, they're having trouble scheduling. Charles Henderson has only 9 games, regular season games.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what happens. And some of the big boys, evidently, your team up there at Hewitt Trustful is pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, Trustful's good. It's one of those type of things. They blew out Hoover the other day. Once we get to the playoffs, we'll be interested. They beat Spain Park, who's really down. Trustful won 44-13.
Auburn High had a good
48-20 over Oak Mountain.
Auburn High School has a real good team. Beat Jeff Davis 51-23. That's just some of the scores. Spanish Fort, where our buddy coaches beat BC Rain 49-12. That was a big win. And Lanier beat Park Crossing.
Our cousin Brent Betzel coaches too.
Yeah, no question about it. Lanier beating Park. And Penson Valley. Now, who's the guy that coaches at Penson Valley?
Patrick Nix.
Oh, okay. From Auburn. Yeah, his son's quite a player there. Is that right?
Yeah, Bo Nix.
Yeah. So it's one of them.
I don't know if we mentioned the Braves clinched the National League East over the weekend. They swept a 4-game series from the Phillies. The Braves are in the playoffs for the first time since 2013. A lot of people are excited about that. It looks like they're probably going to play the Dodgers in the playoffs, so that'll be a really good competitive season, but really amazing turnaround for the Braves this year.
Mike, now if you picked up the paper, it says Caleb Barker hit 16 out of 17 passes for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns and ran for 2 more. That's pretty good.
Well, no, he finished for like 273.
Yeah.
That was just in the first half.
Yeah. Yeah, he hit a big pass late in the game to number 15. I can't tell you who that is.
That's Willis. That's the guy.
All right, well, that was a big play there because it turned the field.
Was the field goal even close?
No, he missed it wide to the left. And he had been kicking the ball exceptionally well, but he missed that one wide to left. And then they had a chance and moved it downfield. And thank goodness the young man from Enterprise was there on the spot at the right time, Jones, to intercept it and win the game for Troy.
I don't know if you went through any NFL scores, but Saints-Falcons game was a great game yesterday. Calvin Wrigley, the star player from Alabama, had 3 touchdown catches.
Did he really?
Yeah, had 150 yards receiving, but still lost yesterday. Chiefs have found a quarterback. They won 38-27 over 49ers.
Who's their quarterback?
Mahomes, the kid out of Texas Tech.
Yeah,
Texas Tech had a big win on the road at Oklahoma State. They won by 2 touchdowns at Oklahoma State, so Texas Tech had a big win.
They're good, evidently, yeah.
John Gruden goes to 0-3. The Dolphins beat them 28-20 to beat the Raiders. Shocking score. Bills were 17.5-point underdog. Won at the Vikings 27-6. Eagles won 20-16. Redskins won 31-17 over the Packers.
How about Detroit?
Panthers won 31-21 over the Bengals. The Titans beat the Jaguars, who were really good, 9-6. Ravens won 27-14. Giants won 27-22 over the Texans. Rams won 35-23. Bears won 16-14 over the Cardinals. Seahawks beat the Cowboys 24-13. And a shocking score last night, the Rams, under the former Patriots defense coordinator, who's now the Lions coach, Matt Patricia, beats the Patriots 26-10 last night.
That was something. And then, of course, that was a big win for Detroit because they released their running back. Former Auburn great, tearing it up at Detroit.
Oh, Kerryon Johnson?
Yeah, Johnson gained over 100 yards last night.
Yeah, bad news for any 49ers fan, too. Jimmy Garoppolo, who they signed in the offseason for $150 million towards ACL.
Oh, God.
Out for the season.
They had to pay him $150. Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever not his name, signed a contract for $150 million. Somebody's crazy somewhere.
Well, you know, I mean, he was the backup for Brady all those years, and then, you know, everybody thought he was the best quarterback out there. So.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our show. We apologize for not being able to reach Coach Blakeney this morning, but we will call him and get him on our show tomorrow and let him give us some information on how he thinks the Trojans are looking and other teams. So we hope to have him on our show tomorrow, and hope you have a great day. See you again today at 1:30 and for today in LA. Appreciate our sponsors so much. See you then.